again. By the way, this is PowerPoint, and you know that PowerPoint has got all of this in there. So if you have a stylus like this, then you can do that. Just putting it out there for those teachers and people who want to use the software. Now, focus here. Triangle ABC is inside a semicircle. Just ignore that part there, that triangle ABC. Triangle ABC is inside a semicircle. And when you say a triangle inside a semicircle, this angle will equal to 90 degrees. So, it's one of the theories that exist. And once we get to that part, page, you can maybe write page 384. That's where more this type of, especially the C part of this, né? So page 384, okay, in your textbooks, y equals mx plus c. So this is 90 degrees. The reason for this is we say angle in a semi, if you want to say that, semicircle. And what is it? It's always equal to 90 degrees. Is my handwriting okay? Okay. Let me just still work on this, okay? While we before I move to the next slide. There's something else. The next question will ask us about angle ABC, which is this angle here. You agree? Now that angle is very easy. If this one is 90 degrees there, then triangle ABC, the sum of the angles must add up to 180. You agree what we have? So you can say, okay, wait a minute, angle ABC will be 180 degrees for the whole triangle minus what I have. That is 90 plus 28. Because the angle sum of the triangle, this plus that, plus this angle we're looking for should give you 180. That is 180, by the way. Okay? Where's 180 coming from? Angle sum of a triangle. Yeah? Or another way that you can find this, simply say angle ABC equals to 90 minus 28. Who can tell me why am I doing that? So, you have a right angle triangle. Yes? That is 90 degrees. You follow? This is 28 degrees. This is the angle we are looking for. So I am saying to you, this is triangle A, B, C, that if you add these three angles together, of any triangle, the interior angles must add up to 180. But I can also say to you, I simply subtract 28 from 90. Why? That angle there is already 90 degrees. Are you with me? So this angle, the missing angle B, plus the angle 28 should also add up to a 90. Because 90 plus 90 is 180. So that is why I can say, oh, simply subtract 28 from 90 to find the missing one. Either way, you'll get the same answer of 62. Okay? You'll get 62 as an answer, whatever method you are using. So I'll just go there and say, okay, so the answer is 62 degrees. And you can say angle sum of a triangle. Yeah? Or I can just say of triangle ABC. Please don't do it in the exam like this, just erase nicely. Because you're writing with pen, but that is what it's all about. Can we go back to the drawing? This is where page 384 comes into effect. If you look at this quadrilateral, A, forget the things inside, right? A, B, C, D. You see that quadrilateral? It touches the circle at 4 places on the circumference. Okay? So we have got a circle. That's rather a horrible looking circle. Maybe something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Bottom line, it touches at 4 places, right? When that happens, we call it a cyclic quadrilateral. Now, cyclic is like circle. So there's a quadrilateral inside the circle. But all the four vertices, all the 4 points of this that quadrilateral must touch the circumference. Are you with me? So when that is the case, right? My drawing is a bit terrible. When that is the case, the opposite angles, right, are supplementary. So if you know what this angle is, then let's say this angle is 62, like what we had in our previous question. That angle is 62 over here, right? Is it not so? Then that angle over there, all the way at D, that is opposite that angle. You agree? The two of them, they should add up to 180. Because opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to 180 degrees. Add up to, that's add up to. Rather ugly handwriting. So what is that angle going to equal to? Yeah, you must calculate. You are sitting with a calculator opposite angles in wow, handwriting is terrible. It also appears as if we have a little bit of a spelling issue there. So opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. There's another reason, and I want you to write it down as well, which you can use. You can say opposite angles in a segment. It's the same thing, just another way of writing it down. But I'm not going to leave you. I want to know from you, what are segments? Here is a circle, okay? Rather looking like Franz's head. If I draw a line like so, that line is called a, what is it? A chord. This chord divides the circle into segments. This one will be the minor segment, and this one here will be the segment. Okay? Opposite angles in a segment. So if I have, like, going back to my diagram, can you see that this angle B, right? Let's say that line AC is the chord. Né? You see angle B is in this major type of looking segment. Can you see that? Angle D is in that minor segment. So if you look at them, they are opposite each other, so these angles must add up to 180. Similarly, if I was to look at this whole angle here, plus this whole angle here should also give me 180, if that was the case. Suppose we put another letter there. Good. Question 9. Factorize. We are not using the quadratic equation formula here because we are not solving it there. We are supposed to factorize. So, two numbers multiply together, they give you what? 10. And if you add those numbers, they must give you -7. What are the numbers? -2 times -5 will give you 10. You also know that if this is here, if this constant term here is a positive number, then the numbers you're looking for must be identical, right? It must be identical to whatever the sign is here at the value of b. So I know I must now look for two negative numbers. Another thing, if this sign here was negative, you follow? Then one of the numbers must be a negative number and the other one should be a positive number. So it's two negative numbers. So negative 2 plus negative 7, my goodness, not negative 7, but plus negative what? 5. Negative 2 plus negative 5 gives you negative 7. Plus negative 5. If you add, you get negative 7. So in a nutshell, we are trying to sort of split that middle term. So I'm going to say 5x squared, maybe play around with the color a bit, minus 5x minus 2x plus 2. Now we have got 4 terms and now we can factorize them. So between these two, 5x is common. We put it outside the bracket, x minus 1. Here you must also get x minus 1 and negative 2 is going to be common. So what are the factors? 1 is going to be 5x, not minus 1, but 5x. You have forgotten the stuff. 1 will be 5x minus 2. And the other one will be the x minus 1. You write it once. These are the answers, right? Now they tell you to solve. Do you see that if you bring this negative 2 back, because quadratic equations, they should equal to 0. So this is the same then as 5x squared minus 7x plus 2 equals to 0. But we already know what the factors of 5x squared minus 7x plus 2 is from our previous answer. So we can just say 5x minus 2 in one bracket, x minus 1 in the other bracket equals to 0. Now here's the thing. If you multiply two things and the answer is 0, it means one or the other one is equal to 0. Okay? So this here will be 5x is equal to 1 if you take over, and x will equal to what? I'm listening. But that's not the 1. It's supposed to be a 2, né? You agree? So x will equal to what? 2 over 5 or 0.4. Now I'm right 2 over 4. Please do not make the same mistake. Let's just correct it a bit so you don't go say, yeah, but Mr. Mix gave us the wrong answer. What is going to be the answer to the next one? There you go. X will equal to 1. X equals to 1. 2 marks. So no need for quadratic equation formulas and stuff like that. There's no need for that because you already factorized the thing on the expression there. It's just that they somehow trick you by putting the negative 2 on that side, and you know that all quadratic equations should equal to 0. And now you can see the left side of this equation looks exactly like the factorized form there or the expression there. But you have factored it, and you can just work from the factors by equating each bracket to 0, and then you solve for x. Already getting tired? Are you still writing down front? There is no 1. Roman 3. Franz is done. Yes, there is 1 more. Let's go to the question paper. Is this question? Okay, let's find it. Why is it so skewed? Question, the one here. The third one. What is the, you see what, I took it from the text question paper now. 3 is not, is there a Roman 3? But I was busy with B, why did you stop me? It's a, Tate, are you getting tired?